one property which I understand you to say is a property that was irregularly purchased by crime intelligence to a new property where the business on the old property now operates. Is that correct?
I'm not going to incriminate myself, Chair.
I see. Where did you get this image that you sent to Mr. Matlala on the 2nd of January at 11:57 in the morning?
I'm not going to incriminate myself, Chair.
Let me ask a follow-up question. Why did you send this to Mr. Matlala?
I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Thank you.
Let's go to page 65. Same, the next page. I'm just going to go page by page here. And you see there at 11:57:04, there is a photograph of a brick wall and a house behind it that you also sent to Mr. Matlala. Is this a picture of the property that we previously discussed?
I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Why did you send this picture to Mr. Matlala?
I'm not going to incriminate myself, Chair.
And from whom did you acquire this picture?
I was going to say a source, but because I don't want to incriminate myself, Chair.
You say you were going to say a source. Can you give us details of the source? I don't want you to say out loud because I don't want to expose the identity of the source, but I would like to get the name of the source so that we can follow it further.
Even if I was prepared to incriminate myself, all the names I've given you, even one man is in hospital, is being departmentally charged. Every person I mentioned here, in camera between me and you, they've been called. But the informant, I still repeat, the investigating officer of the informant, the co-handler, and the handler of the informant who was killed, I know them. Chair, evidence leader doesn't want those names of the people who are still in SAPS who can corroborate. Let me not incriminate myself, Chair.
Sorry, the investigating officer, the informant, you've never given us that information.
You never asked for them.
No, but I understood your first answer to be every name that you have given to us has left somebody dead. So you will admit that you have never given us the name of the investigating officer of the informant.
It's what I'm saying, Chair, that there was no interest from the side of the evidence to say, but you say this man was killed like this. Who's the co-handler? Who was the handler? Because they are there from this brigadier, the colonel, and the IO. I know them. We never asked them.
Mr. Mogotsi, your version in relation to the man who was killed, who you described as Warrant Officer Mabizela, and who we did investigate. Warrant Officer Mabizela was not killed. Warrant Officer Mabizela was imprisoned.
Mabuza.
Well, you didn't call him Mabuza, you called him Mabizela. Warrant intelligence over this period. You didn't give us the name of Warrant Officer Mabuza, so we couldn't investigate Warrant Officer Mabuza. You told us of your co-handler and you gave us his name. We have spoken to your co-handler. Your co-handler has testified in camera here. You have given us no other names.
Chair, I gave you another name. I gave you Major General Lushaba. I said he took a woman to the house. A case was opened. He got arrested for that matter. He was never called here. He's the CFO of the crime intelligence. He was never called here.
You're giving, let me correct myself. You have given us the name of Major General Lushaba as a target, not as someone to go to investigate. to support your allegations.
Okay, let me not incriminate myself.
Let's go to page 65. At the bottom of the page, and going over to 66, there is a salary record of or part of a SAP's salary record. Where did you get this screen with a salary inquiry on it?
I remember very well. Let me not incriminate myself.
Why did you send it to Mr. Matlala?
I'm not going to incriminate myself, Chair.
Let's go to the next page, 66. There at 11:57:05, you sent to Mr. Matlala company details of what you allege to be the company in which the crime intelligence property is housed. How did you acquire these details?
I'll just request the addresses of this property not to be displayed.
Sorry, the addresses of this property?
I was just saying I hope they are not there. But let me not incriminate myself on this. And the name of the person who the property was transferred to is also here.
Yes, you have an unredacted bundle, so you know what we're talking about. The public and the screen behind you only has redacted bundles.
Thank you.
If you were worried about disclosing this information, why did you send it to Mr. Matlala?
I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Let's go to the foot of the page. There? At the 17:57:05 WhatsApp, you send what looks like a screenshot of a business saying where they've moved from, or where they've moved to.
That's correct.
That was the business that used to reside at the property that you say was purchased by crime intelligence. Is that not right?
I'm not going to incriminate myself, Chair.
Where did you get that screenshot?
You know, Chair, I so wish during that adjournment, SC could have asked that question. I can give you the name of the person to come here who got the receipts, proof of payments of all these illegal purchases. I have.
Well, why don't you write it down on a piece of paper and...
It was exactly, remember I wrote the name here. Even the chair had to give an order because it went out. But it should be done differently if ever I'm prepared to incriminate myself next time.
Well, I'm inviting you to write down the name of the source of each one of these documents that you WhatsApp to Mr. Matlala.
No, Chair,
If the insinuation is that something given privately to us was leaked by us, there is no truth to that at all. We keep the documents to ourselves, and for the record, we have never leaked a single one of those documents.
Okay, Chair.
The only name that I understand you to have given to us in confidence was the name of your alleged co-handler. And that name has been...
It was not shown by the commission. It just leaked to the media here. The chair also gave an order that it should not be published. I appreciate that. But I'm saying, through the lawyer, I can give you the name of person who have receipts, proof of payments, who, like your government procurement, who authorized, who signed, who approved. He has those things, but maybe that's what should be asked so that we can give to you. All these ones is just to incriminate myself.
You see, Mr. Mogotsi, I would urge you to give us this information because what we're dealing with is something very, very important and central to this entire commission. All of these documents that we're talking about now are documents relating to the two criminal cases against General Khumalo and his co-accused. You're aware of that?
It's not yet charged for that. It's only charged for appointment of a BMW woman. It's not
Well,
charged for this.
There,
And even when General Khumalo or Masemola were here, they would never be subjected to this harsh questioning like you do on General Sibiya and others.
well, let me continue. It was the arrest of General Khumalo in relation to these charges that really triggered General Mkhonazi's press conference in July last year. And General Mkhonazi clearly regarded those arrests as evidence of organized crime, or states that he regards those arrests as evidence of organized crimes hold over the criminal justice system. So one of two things is going on. Either there is a genuine investigation into the illegal use of crime intelligence funds in relation to these properties and the illegal appointment of a crime intelligence brigadier, in which case we need as much information as possible to show that when General Mkhonazi characterized those acts as a conspiracy involving organized crime, he was wrong. That's the one option.
Chair.
The other option is that General Mkhonazi was right, and this was an attempt by organized crime to essentially frame General Khumalo in relation to false offenses. If
Chair.
that's the scenario, then we also need to investigate it. Either way, we need to investigate it. So I would urge you to give us this information.
That's the first thing, Chair. When I met you for the first time, I told you about that. The arrest of General Khumalo and the other generals, it has nothing to do with the properties. They were arrested for the appointment of a brigadier. For General Mkhonazi, as you say, it triggered and so forth. It's what I told you, it's what I had in mind. It's what I even said. He came to the police college here to write the statement, the July 6th, how it was staged. I presented that to you. So let me not incriminate myself further.
So you're declining to give us the information that we say is at the center of the inquiry of this commission.
I'm not declining. I'm saying it for now, to come here in public and mention those things doesn't help. I could rather give that to the lawyers and the person who have the papers, proof of payments, who can prove. He wants to come here. He's not getting an opportunity. I can get that for you. But General Khumalo was not arrested for these properties. The same thing you saw about General Mkhonazi and the Big Five. In the first place, how did South African Police Service appoint a Big Five Matlala? How did they screen him? And now he's a Big Five. Let me not incriminate myself, Jay.
Can I ask you to look at the foot of page 65?
Yes.
Is that salary record not directly relevant to the arrest of General Khumalo?
Let me not incriminate myself, Jay.
I see. What about page 73? Another salary record. Next to 115710, that the second screenshot on the page. Is that relevant to the arrest of General Khumalo?
Let me not incriminate myself, Chair.
Let's go down to page 75. The screenshot from somebody whose name appears on a WhatsApp to you, dealing with the appointment of someone as a brigadier. Is that relevant to the arrest of General Khumalo?
That's relevant.
Sorry?
It is relevant.
It is relevant.
Yeah.
And are you willing to give us the details of the person whose name is there?
I mean, the matter is sub judice now. It's before the court. They even went to court today for the same matter. Perhaps it's one of the things which should be handled there.
I'm asking for the details of the name, the details, the full name and phone number of the person whose name we see on that message that you sent to Mr. Matlala on the 2nd of January.
Let me not incriminate myself.
Are you saying it would incriminate you to provide those details?
I may be incriminated. He may be called there. He can apply for my cross-examination, and I'll be incriminated, definitely. Bring me, probably.
Sorry, being cross-examined is not the same as being incriminated, Mr. Mogotsi.
Yeah, there's a layman thinking. I don't want to be incriminated if possible, Jay.
So are you suggesting that if we speak to that person whose name we see on top of that screenshot, he may tell us information that will lead to you being criminally convicted?
I'm not sure. Let me not incriminate myself, Jay.
What about the...
Sorry, Mr. Chaskalson, can I just understand? Mr. Mogotsi, you do understand, and is that your intention, that when you speak about self-incrimination, you're speaking about self-incrimination against prosecution, criminal prosecution. Is that how you're using this?
I'm not conversant with those processes. I just learned and being advised by lawyers that I should not incriminate myself.
The reason I'm asking is because just one answer back, you said you don't want to say something and this person comes here and cross-examines you. So that's why I'm asking when you speak about self-incrimination, are you using it, or do you understand what it is that you're saying? Are you saying, I don't want to answer because I don't want to be prosecuted? Or are you saying, I don't want to answer because I don't want to be cross-examined? I just want to understand.
No, thank you. I understand now.
Which one is it of the two?
I don't want to be prosecuted, but this one I don't know. I know nothing, and I don't.
Okay, so you don't want to be prosecuted when you say I don't self-incriminate.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, which one did you say you know nothing about?
Like the name that he said, there's so many names like this. I don't know, and I'll end up incriminating myself with this name.
Mr. Mogotsi, you're edging towards perjury here. I find it impossible to believe that you are unable to identify the name of someone in your phone book who has a name on a WhatsApp that is sent addressed to you.
Yeah, to avoid perjury, let me not incriminate myself.
No, you can't plead a privilege against self-incrimination because you might perjure yourself if you give a false answer. The privilege against self-incrimination applies only to true answers.
That's correct. But remember I said, Chair, why am I not giving opportunity? If any of these things would have to be given to you, should come through the lawyers. That I don't come back here and incriminate myself.
I don't follow what you say about something coming from your lawyers. What exactly are you saying?
Chair, I'm saying if there's anything which probably the evidence leader may want, because as he lead evidence, remember he's asking me about things that, the information from my phone, that isn't it can't it be useful that I perhaps give through the lawyers whatever he wants, if I have? Because others, you may find I'm not clued up with it.
Yes, Mr. Chaskalson.
Now, I'm going to repeat my question. Can you give us the name and contact details, the full name and contact details of the person whose name appears at the top of that WhatsApp? Whose first name appears?
Yeah, I only knew this person as this is written, and remember my phones were taken by the police. So I'm not having those old numbers anymore. But I only knew him like this, so that's the answer.
So you're telling us you just don't know the answer to that? You are unable to give us
Not that I'm
the answer.
able.
Is that what you're saying?
No, Chair. This name I know it is. So you want the name and the surname, which I don't have the surname. You want the contact numbers of this person. They are gone with the cell phone.
So you don't know how to get hold of this person?
I'm not sure. I cannot. And now no one trusts me. Remember, I'm a liar now.
Where does this person work?
Let me not incriminate myself. Chair.
Mr. Mogotsi, maybe just also to make the observation that there is a difference between refusing to answer a question and because you don't want to answer the question, and there's also the I won't answer the question because I will incriminate myself if I give you the answer. So when you are asked a question about where is this person employed, and your answer, and you don't want to give that answer, it's not self-incrimination, it's you're refusing to answer the question.
Yes, I understand.
Is that you understand the
Yes,
difference?
I get your point.
Okay, thank you.
Well, let me try again. And let's call this person John.
John.
Okay, John. Okay, we'll just call him John. His name is not John. We know what his name is. The screenshot reflects that at 11:27 you asked John, and then somebody's name is included there, by julle aangestel as 'n brig. So you asked whether that person who we know was appointed as a brigadier at Crime Intelligence is by julle aangestel as 'n brig. So can we infer from that John works in Crime Intelligence?
Yeah, you see, this message, I think it was forwarded to me because the language written here, there's no way he and me can speak in this language. So this John, I don't know, I can't find, I only knew it's John. I can't find this John.
Now, a short while ago you were saying to me that you couldn't identify John because John may have been on your phone, but your phone has disappeared. So,
No, PK, they took it, PK.
sorry?
It was taken by the police.
Yes, taken by the police.
It means we can
So
go
you
to my
don't
phone.
have your phone anymore, so you can't tell me who John is.
No.
Now you're saying something completely different. Now you're saying, no, John didn't send a WhatsApp to me, John sends a WhatsApp to somebody else who forwarded it to me.
No, Chair, I'm saying the language that is written here, you may find it was forwarded, this portion. And now this John, I only knew this John on my phone like this. I don't know if his surname and I don't know if his numbers.
You've never had his number?
Of John.
Of John, yes.
No, John like it was in my phone. I don't know his surname. So
Yes.
if you say I should go and look for him, I can't find him.
Yes, because you don't have your phone anymore.
Yeah.
But
if
what
I
you
can
asked John,
But Chair, if I can be, what I've just requested, cancel my want to be, if it can be done with my lawyers, all the names, whatever that he needs, like things that I said, I did talk about the names. I'm ready. I can get the lawyers to even that they can submit them to senior counsel. Not only John, anything that is here, perhaps the names and the surname, like you say, you want to go and do some investigations. It can help, Jay.
Mr. Chaskalson?
Well, I would like to know John's name and number.
Chair, I'm going to object, Chair. This,
Just before that. Yes, Ms. Mohomane.
thank you, Chair. The question that the evidence leader is putting to Mr. Mogotsi, I believe has been asked on numerous occasions, and his response thereto is that the phone is not available. It was taken by the police. He doesn't know how to get a hold of this John. Now, asking him on numerous occasions, he's already given the answer. That's the basis of my objection, Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Mohomane. Yes.
I may have misunderstood Mr. Mogotsi, but I thought he was inviting me to ask through his attorneys for names and numbers. And the one name and number that I want to get hold of is John's name and number. If Mr. Mogotsi wasn't inviting that, then I'll withdraw the request to the attorneys. But I understood him to be inviting me to ask that.
And Chair, I would understand that to be in due course upon that information, whatever information that he may have, or the names, that same will be made by the legal team for the evidence leader to have. At this juncture, he doesn't know who John is. He doesn't have his phone. It doesn't take the issue of John any further.
I wasn't asking for the answer now. I was asking for it in due course in response to that invitation.
What's your attitude to the invitation by Mr. Mogotsi, Ms. Mohomane?
Chair, if those are the instructions, I'm certain that same can be arranged. We've had, even prior to the proceedings, where we've had meetings with the investigators together with the evidence leader. I don't see why we cannot do that when we are done here for the day. I do not have any objection thereto.
Thank you, thank you. Mr. Chaskalson?
Thank you, Chair. Can I just clarify that you were the one who wrote, or are you the one who asked the question, and then the name is there, by julle aangestel as 'n briek? Is that a text that you sent?
I can't remember, Chair.
Well, let's go later down. If we go over the page, we see how the conversation proceeded. It said, nou, hoe het sy nog steeds nie 'n personal number nie? Ook enige idee of sy familie is? Did you write those?
Since this long, it's not me.
Sorry?
It cannot be me. I can't write this language.
You don't write in Afrikaans?
I can't. I don't text in Afrikaans. I'm not good in Afrikaans.
And why would you send that to Mr. Matlala on the 2nd of January?
Let me not incriminate myself, Chair.
Then the next screenshot is, again, the personal number, well, a salary screen without a personal number, no records for combination. Does that relate to the prosecution of General Khumalo?
Let me not incriminate myself, Chair.
Now, let's get to what happened after you sent all of these screenshots to Mr. Matlala. He writes back on page 77, what is this things you've just sent to me, brother? I see it shows several registration numbers of cars and residential addresses, and you say they used state money to buy those properties. So why were you sharing this information with Mr. Matlala?
I'm not going to incriminate myself, Chair.
Well, let me ask another question. Did either your handler or your co-handler know that you were sharing this information with Mr. Matlala?
It will depend, but let me not incriminate myself, Chair.
Well, what would it depend on?
You see, when you work with a handler, there is a time where you submit like your report. In your report, you'll outline, this is what is happening, this is where we are, every step. So possibilities, it's just that you can't show him all these messages. If there are 100, you can say, I'm talking to Matlala, we're working on this and this, full stop.
But would you provide a brief description of, I've shared with him a whole range of properties illegally bought by crime intelligence and details of someone illegally appointed by crime intelligence. Would you?
No, let me not incriminate myself.
Mr. Chaskalson, is there a way of short-circuiting this?
Chair, I do think it's important that we go through it, if only to show that we are, I mean, even if we're not getting much out of the witness, I think we do need to try.
All right. How much longer do you think? Your microphone,
Yeah, no, I switched the mic off because I was looking to see
sorry.
how much longer.
Okay.
I think at least an hour, unfortunately. We can